Hello, everyone. Welcome. I welcome you warmly to NDISCO'S Village Meeting Podcast. Today, we are at our episode 6, series 2. I will continue to be grateful for you joining me, and especially for those of you who make the time to listen and watch as well now that we have started posting on YouTube. Um, Again, our topic just looks at what is happening in our African culture and society. We try to make sense of what have been handed down to us by our ancestors so that the ones coming after us will be able to benefit from what we have or we continue to enjoy from our ancestors, wherever they are, whether they are at the homeland or in diaspora. So today I'm going to share what I have learned about a wonderful, wonderful product. And this time I am so tickled pink. I am proud to share this aspect of my beloved community with you guys. Most of you who know me close know that I love being from MBC Nation, and I am proud that I am from MBC Nation. Many may not like it, but Tumpy, the French will say. Um, I and many of my sisters and brothers from MBC Nation, you will always hear us say, in the next world, we are asking God to bring us back to MBC Nation. So there is a reason for that. It's an incredible community that many would like to be part of. But anyway, I digress. Let's come back to the topic at hand. And the reason why I'm saying all this is because the product we're going to talk about today is actually uh, a product of Mbise Nation, originating from Mbise, the community, a large community, and in 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 a certain part of Imo State, and we're going to talk about that some more. Today, I'm not going to give you the history of Mbise Nation, but as you enjoy what we're going to talk about, make it a point to find where Mbise is and what makes Mbise tick. Is the home of a lot of the people that you know and love. Sawaria of Oriental Brothers International, thinks a whole lot about all these cultural aspects. And we have um, people in the movies, diaspora or home. Um, Eva Banks comes to mind, my baby sister. And, I always talk about Genevieve Naji, Rita Dominic, and of course, the home of Emeka Ihedioha, and a whole lot of that. And people like Professor M.OPARAOJI, who was a member of the NADECO um, in diaspora and still doing a whole lot for humanity out there. I can't even begin to um, mention the dignitaries and the intellectuals, and not to talk about the women. So Mbise is somewhere that you need to know. But about Ajumbise today, someone who has been doing, there have been a lot of people doing research on this, but one person called it a polyherbal extract and coined it APE. So let's delve into this and know what more we know about this. So what is Ajumbise that we talk about? And somebody one time asked me, why is it that we have to call it Ajumbise? Why don't we just call it Aju and then leave Bise out of it? Unfortunately, we cannot leave MBAISE out of it. Yeah, go coin your own if you have something to show. Put your name on it. So that's just me. It's a combination of different herbal products, um, local, traditional medicine. They come from tree barks and leaves and all sorts of stuff that we're going to look at, and we're going to see those in pictures. That really they give various types of healing. These leaves we're going to talk about again. Ajumbise is indigenous to the southeast part of Nigeria and mostly consumed by Igbo speaking indigenes in the southeast. Again, like I said, it originated from Mbise Nation in the community of Imo State, one of the states of Nigeria. And these have been handed to us from generations and generations. So we thank our ancestors, our forefathers and mothers for this. The word Aju means wrap, a wrap. For those of you who also grew up in the villages, you see people with cloth, wrapped into a small kind of intestine wrapping that they place on their heads to carry whatever heavy object there is. It normally it's used for balancing or steadying something on your head. It could be a pot, basket, or anything. And um, if whenever you're carrying it on your head or shoulders, it's just to balance it. So the Mbisi community, our ancestors named it because they found this, some people call it concussion of trees, tree barks and herbs. And they gave it the name of Ajo because it balances health for anyone who consumes it. So primarily, there is soup made from this ajumbise, and it's primarily given to nursing mothers to help them regain the nutrients they lost during childbirth. So as time progressed, though, you people started finding out that many benefits that are coming from this, entity or this combination of herbs and barks. The good thing is that all is are natural. Nothing is artificial, nothing is chemical, nothing, but all from the good old earth. So we're going to go into now and look at more of the benefits there too. So let's start with, and this is what I didn't know. My thinking was, okay, now this ajumbise has so many um, ingredients to it. So there may not be just one um, botanical name for it. And that was right. I couldn't find any, but I found that this particular ajumbise has so many botanical names to that each of those aspects has a lot of health benefits to them. And that's why I wanted to talk a little bit about that. So, in one of the write ups by Solomon et al., they called it the evaluation of toxicity profile and pharmacological potentials of ajumbise polyherbal extract. Their experiment was in rats. So that's where they were able to put all these things together. They acknowledge that there is, and please forgive me for mispronouncing these names, they are all botanical, Euphobia convoluloids, convolvuloids. And you could see that on the right. I tried to also share um, the benefits of these items. So they found that EC, in brief, is used for the treatment of diarrhea, dysentery, and respiratory tract infections. Then you will have Uvaria chema, which is about 10% in composition. And that one takes care of anti-malarial issues, anti-inflammatory, and it is anti-anemic, anti-inflammatory, and anti-malarial. Then we have spondias mombin at 11%, which has uterotonic wound healing and anti-inflammatory effect. It is also used in the treatment of hemorrhoids, stomach pains, diarrhea, gonorrhea, and dysentery. The fourth ingredient that they identified was salbapentadra at 16%. It's used for the management of hypertension, diabetes mellitus, and fever. Napoleona Vogelli turns out to, cure wounds. It's wound healing, management of hypertension, and treatment of bacterial infections. Last but not the least was bacteria fistulosa, which is the highest percentage at 34.97%. And it's used for treating wounds, toothache, stomach pains, fever, anemia. So a combination of all these elements and more has also been found to cause inhibition of E. coli, so that E. coli would not, get into such ingredients put together. So as you can see from this composition, um, this AJU MBAISE is like a whole system of protection in one. So again, I'm going to give my disclaimer here that I am not a physician and I am not a nutritionist and neither a herbal person. What I did here was a research to know, and I'm sharing with you what I have found out. So if you are pregnant or you are not familiar with AJU MBAISE or anything, please seek advice from those who know and, go from there. Okay. So let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, if any, of AJU MBAISE. The benefits are huge. Due to time, I couldn't give you a whole lot, but just imagine someone who just put to bed or had a baby delivery, consuming this AJU MBAISE extract. New mothers, this will help them regain the set of their body before the pregnancy or before the birth. First of all, it starts from helping them expel any leftover placenta in their system and any blood clots. You know that when women are at that stage, a lot is going on with their body and their system, including the baby. So this comes in handy. Breast milk is boosted, the production of it, especially new mothers who never had an experience of how to actually extract the milk for the baby. Consuming this will help that formation faster, according to the reports out there. It acts as a general body system detox. It cleanses the whole body, corrects menstrual cramps and irregularities. Infections are treated when you consume AJU MBAISE extract. Hormonal imbalances, and so it boosts fertility. Look at that. It's a two-faced thing. It cures, helps those who have the baby, and also helps those who are yet to have the baby. So what a product. And it stops bloating and constipation because as you consume this with all the qualities and all the aspects that were shared with us, that um, these different um, ingredients within the AJU MBAISE does for the body, there's no room for bloating and constipation. So, and including those who have fibroid, if discovered at an early stage, helps to shrink that. So these benefits are so numerous that we talked when we talked about bitter leaf. We talked about it having 22 or more health benefits. But with Ajumbise, we are talking about a whole 50 plus, and studies are ongoing and to get some more of its benefits out to the people, to the open. Apart from this, the good thing about Ajumbise extract is that it's not only consumed by nursing women, it's consumed also by men, women, children, because these are all herbs and roots and all natural. The other day it was funny. I have a friend who traveled and she came back, and she was really smacking at the other end of the phone, and it was funny. I was asking her what is so good that you're smacking and eating. She was consuming the extract of ajumbise. I asked her why she was doing that. She said, well, she came back and her sister was feeling funny, like she was going to be sick or something. So she got out her ajumbise that she carried with her to come back from her travel, boiled it the way it should be boiled, put all types of things that we're going to talk about in it. And now she's consuming that and sweating out whatever it is in her system. So this is what we do. Okay. But for everything good, there is also the other side of the coin. So on the right of this slide, you will see the Ajumbise side effects that some people have talked about. The people who did this pharmacology study on this polyherbal extract called Ajumbise on rats found that the rats, when they consume too much of the extract or consumed it for a long time, had the tendency to develop hepatotoxicity and nephrotoxic effects. What are we talking about? The liver and the kidney start untoward responses. So again, if it could happen to rats, animals, it can happen to us. So these are the precautions. So the question that always comes up with Ajumbise is this: should pregnant women consume Ajumbise? People see it as a side effect to that. It depends on who you ask. From my research, some schools of thoughts insist that pregnant women should not consume Ajumbise extract because of its uterine cleansing properties. Remember, when a woman has a baby, it helps in cleansing the system. So the argument is that when the woman is pregnant, they shouldn't be consuming that so that the unborn baby won't be cleansed. But then um, you ask others, or other schools of thought maintain that Ajumbise is a combination of leaves, stems, and barks of various plants, and so they don't think it poses any harm to both mother and the unborn child. So you figure. Some also, I have seen some people write that Ajumbise also has a benefit of inducing labor or help uh, prepare labor for labor. At least at that stage, the baby is, formed and all that. So there are still arguments. I'm not arguing for or against in this case, but I'm just trying to share both all the thoughts that are out there. But again, this is where you take precaution if you are a pregnant woman or you are yet to be pregnant or you are not sure you are pregnant, is just to be cautious. While some suggest it may be safe to take and some don't, it is worthy of note that there is no scientific evidence to support or condemn the use of ajumbise during pregnancy. So you have it. So how do we prepare this wonderful thing handed down to us by our ancestors? Um, When ajumbise soup is prepared, some other items are added to that, and I will show you pictures of what these are like. Um, the first step is to boil that aju or the wrap. It's what comes out of it. The extract, the water, the fluid is the one that is now used because it's potent with all the ingredients from all those different um, herbs and leaves and all that. And then you have other things that you want to add to that. It could be fish, it could be meats of all types, anything that your heart desires. It could be yams, cocoa yams, plantains, whatever your heart desires. There's no restriction as to what to put in this thing. Um, some people have put what we call roba or some, light vegetables on top of everything else that they are adding to that. And so the soup can be eaten with swallow. Most of the time, yes, cassava, pounded yam, gari, whatever it is that your heart desires can be consumed with this soup. As I said before, old, young. When I had my baby, I had it for at least 6 weeks plus, but that doesn't stop there. We eat it for a lifetime. Somebody, you can see some people all of a sudden, the family, part of the dinner is what we call miriogu, the soup, the sauce, what is made out of the extract. And everybody eats it because we consider it, safe. When ajumbise is being prepared, the entire aju is boiled as it is. I have seen people take this thing apart and boil the leaf separate and boil. No, no, no. The whole wrap as it is, and I'm going to show you a picture, is boiled as is. And that is where the benefits are from, because all these different leaves and um, barks of trees, they function together when boiled together, not separated. You will find a lot of resource online. Don't take just my word for it. I am just creating awareness or bringing to forefront some things I think sometimes we forget. We forget what we have. We have so much to fall back on. Um, when some of us clamor for European dishes, we clamor for some things that are foreign to us. We forget we have so much within us or close to us that are better, way, way better than some of these things out there that could help our system. Remember during COVID, many people survived COVID, especially of African origin, because they knew. I remember one of my friends who kept telling me that, oh, they never stopped for a minute to, you know, use the extract of ajumbise to make pepper soup. That's another word for it. And make it as spicy as possible. And by the end of the day, everybody is sweating or having runny nose. And in that way, your system gets cleansed, your immunity gets stronger. So, again, like I said, if you want to learn step by step how to prepare this, is it, I mean, people went out of the way to really talk about Ajubise online. I was really impressed. But the funny thing is that it's not even coming from most Mbise people. People who are making money out of this are from Anambra or the rest of the world, not even Mbise people. So we don't talk about what we have. The Miniogu is what we call it because it's the medicinal liquid from the Ajo, along with mentioned ingredients that we also present, and that some people refer to it as pepper soup. But in real life, there's a difference between pepper soup and ajumbise extract made into a soup. I invite you to go up to Google, Google ajumbise online, and you have all this that I'm telling you. The good thing again about ajumbise is that um, the low economic cost aspect is there. Ajumbise can be boiled one time and reused again at least one or two more times, and it still has its potency to it. So that is one good thing about it. So the next thing I want to show you is for those of you who are going to see that on YouTube and encourage you to do that, is what a jumbise looks like if you don't know in picture. If you find it not in its wrap nature, the way we are showing that, it may not be a jumbise. It could be an imitation out there. So if you look again, I use A, B, C, D, E, F, and all that. A is what a prepared ajumbise looks like. This one on A contains all these that I've been talking about, the barks of trees, the leaves and all that. The B is a bunch of them, because when they do them, you see these women who put these things together. You see a basket of each of these ingredients, and they use a rope to tie those. And the C is also, you see some of them advertising what Ajumbise can do. They talk about kidney health, liver health, and all that. On D is a prepared one ready to be shipped. Some people now can boil that, get the extract, the PE part, and bottle them and send them to people. So what people now do is just put them in the pot and put all the ingredients they want, fish and all that. On E is a single one. This is how it looks. It may be dried, it may be fresh, but it still has its potency with it. F is, again, weight loss. People cannot, stop talking about the weight loss. What am I talking about? Weight loss of Ajumbise. To those who are not even pregnant, I mean, to those who didn't just put to bed, regular women, single or married, are really employing a Ajumbise to lose weight. Isn't that awesome? G, the picture on the letter G, is this is the quantity. That's how people buy these things. They're all on demand. Some traders, that's their job. That's what they trade on. Ajumbise, they come from everywhere and package them and go. Some even come to Mbise to learn about the combination of all these ingredients that are wrapped into Ajumbise, and then they go back to their homes and then start doing that in wherever they come from. Um, H is again a prepared package, and I is a package with a little bit of Uda, Uziza, and all those ingredients that really complement the mirago. So when you get the extract from the ajumbise after boiling it for a while, then you add all these spices, uda, uziza seeds and all that's ground. We call that a little bit of it. It's all these are spices to really do the job. If you look at the letter J, is a one that is being boiled in the pot, and you could see the in there. Is called a whole seed or something like that. And so some of these things don't have English names. I'm sorry. And this is the water coming out. When it is dark a little bit, then you know you have gotten a good potent quantity out of the ajumbise. The last picture here is example of or examples. These are examples of finished and byproducts of ajumbise. So the A is a pot of the extracted ajumbise with the ingredients in them. That's almost a ready pot. And you can eat this and, lick your fingers if you're. Normally, you see people using spoon because it has to be gravy-like. Some people taking them more than that. So again, letter B is a finished product. Some people don't want to use swallow or yam in it or cocoyam. They just want the liquid form and the fish in it, and that's it. It's okay too. On the sea, this person prepared with fish and everything, and then have yam. bite-sized slices of yam to consume that with. So this is how AJU MBAISE is consumed out there. On the bottom, you have the D. The D there, they have now refined. Some people now, they dry the AJU MBAISE to a point where every ingredient is now ground into powder. And I still don't know how they are going to use that to cook, but that is a reality right there. So also is E, and these are all now other derivatives or end products or other products from AJU MBAISE. Again, if you look at F and G and H and I, they now made tea out of. When I talked about Olubu, I talked about people now making tea out of Olubu. Can you really now appreciate the fact that for AJU MBAISE, people now are making tea bags out of the extract, dried, the powdered, dried, and instead of them, people now making it spicy, especially those who cannot handle spicy, they are now using them to make tea. So the good thing about all this is that no matter how you decide to use this product or it's very, very potent with benefits. And I cannot talk um, much enough. Yeah, I am biased because it's my MBAISE that produces this or produced this from the start. But I am also appreciative that, you know, it's benefiting the rest of the world. And for that, I am also grateful to God for giving our ancestors that knowledge of bringing this to the world. At this point, I am going to say thank you and for listening, as always. And I keep promising you that I'm going to make things short, but the topics I am handling, I cut out a whole lot of, stuff from that to make it coincide, but they don't lend themselves to 10, 15 minutes. Maybe some other topics will, but for this, again, I'm creating an awareness. I don't have all the information in one pot. So welcome to AJU MBAISE and welcome to my MBAISE Nation. If you have any questions, you have our email address at ndisco2000@gmail.com. And I appreciate you being part of this journey that I have taken. Subscribe, please. Tell us what you feel or how you feel. And I want to really thank particularly those who keep giving me ideas of topics that they want me to tap into. You are very much appreciated. Okay. Keep following me. Bring your new followers to Facebook, to Instagram, and to the rest of my social media. You have a wonderful rest of your day or evening. Thank you so much. This is Dr. Maslina M.OPARAOJI signing off.